The Albanian wedding that turned into a gun battle, how the world saw Albania in 1892, is an Albanian wedding a celebration of love? Or a spark for blood and revenge? In 1892, one of France's most popular illustrated newspapers gave a shocking answer. The newspaper and the date, on March 20, 1892, the French newspaper Le Petit Journal Supplément Illustré, a weekly publication widely read in Paris and throughout the French-speaking world, featured a striking cover story titled, An Albanian Wedding. But what readers found was not a tale of love and joy, it was war. The front page illustration showed armed men in traditional dress, terrified women, and a dramatic clash between two rival groups, all set against a rugged, mountainous Albanian landscape. Exact translation of the article: I have no desire to joke about such a story, since it involved injuries and even deaths, and that is always a tragic thing, but one cannot help noticing the difference. For us, a wedding is a quiet, gentle, intimate celebration. For Albanians, it is often a display of bravery, gunfire, and sometimes bloodshed. This event took place just a few days ago in northern Albania. A young man was on his way to collect his bride, accompanied by 40 armed Albanian men. The couple had just received a religious blessing. When gunfire broke out, as happens in these lands, a rival group ambushed them. The wedding turned into a bloody skirmish. When the chaos ended, several were injured, and others lay dead. What the illustration shows: the landscape is mountainous and wild, a wooden bridge crosses over a waterfall, and beneath it, chaos. A group of men on the bridge fires down at another group hidden among boulders. At the center, a woman, likely the bride, clutches her head in fear as men around her shoot and fall to the ground. Some are wounded, some are dead. This is no romantic celebration, it is a battlefield. Analysis of traditional dress. This image offers one of the earliest illustrated depictions of Albanian traditional clothing in Western media. The men wear white fustanella kilts, richly embroidered vests, wide sashes, and red chulaf, or pleas, or chelesha caps, typical of northern Albanian highlanders from regions like Mirdita, Dukajin. On their feet, curled red opinga shoes. Worn during celebrations or combat, the women, especially the bride, wear multicolored dresses with embroidered aprons, wide sleeves, and white headscarves, traditional attire passed down through generations. Who were these people? What really happened? According to the article, the groom was traveling with an armed escort of 40 men to bring his bride home. After receiving a religious blessing, perhaps in a church or mosque, they were ambushed by a rival group. In those times, in the mountains of Albania, weddings were moments of both joy and danger. Due to blood feuds, tribal rivalries, and the absence of central authority, a wedding procession was an exposed target. Crossing into rival territory could mean violence. The French journalist portrays this clash not as a tragedy, but almost as something typical of Albanian life. Historical context: Albania in 1892. At that time, Albania was not an independent nation, it was still under the Ottoman Empire, but many northern regions functioned autonomously under canon law, customary codes of honor and justice. Albanian tribes followed strict rules of hospitality, loyalty, and blood vengeance. Jack Maria. In the Highlands, a wedding was not just a union of two people, it was a statement of family, honor, and power. Closing reflection: this illustration is more than a dramatic picture, it is a mirror of how the Western world, especially France, saw Albania at the end of the 19th century, as wild, noble, untamed, but proud. While we see a wedding, they saw war. While we see a bride and groom, they saw warriors. This was Albania in the eyes of Europe in 1892, unbending, mountainous, and bound by honor.